Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you?
Fine, thank you, sir. Yeah, hello. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, yes, now. No, we don't have so much time.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Uh, anyway, maybe we can just start. Probably either the word recording or join us where we are.
All right, sir.
So where did we stop the last time? In Excel. Yes, where did we stop the last time? Yes.
I think it was pivot table.
We pivot table. Okay. Okay, pivot table, right? So, which means the first thing we need to do is to what? When we see the data. What is the first thing that we do?
Control T.
Going to T. About the table. Then what do we do next?
Rename.
Rename, right? Rename your table. Probably, okay, let me just take to a new sheet so that can I see my screen now?
Yes.
Call this our data sheet, right? So we work with how many sheets? How many sheets do we need?
4.
What are the 4 sheets? What are the sheets that we require to work with?
Data sheet, analysis sheet, and report sheet.
And report sheet. This is good. So this first one will be our data sheet. We must first of all check that it is in a structure ready for analysis, right? Now the next step is that once we have converted to table, we name our table. So what should we call this table now? What should we call this table? What do we call
Sales.
Sales. So let's call it sales. We call it what? Sales, okay? So the next thing we want to do is to summarize the pivot table, isn't it? So this is where our analysis now comes in. So this new sheet is now called what? Our analysis sheet. Right. So if this was sales data, that means this may be sales analysis, but depends on the kind of data. So if, for example, it's only sales analysis I want to do, I can have sales analysis, profitability, and I can have different sheets depending on what I want to show. All right. So still, so what question do we want to answer? What questions do we want to answer? Basically, you want to answer question of who, what, when, where, how. Probably. If I thought you don't have questions to answer, but at least you can dimension it based on this: who is buying, what are they buying, when did they buy, when did they buy, and how did they buy. Right? At least that will just give you a quick summary of what your data will be looking like. All right. So if you want to answer the question of who is buying, what are we dealing with here? Who is buying? Who is buying? So which table we answer that question?
Customer.
Customer. I think also I will look at the customer table. In this case, just a customer column, right? What are they buying?
Products.
Products. When do they buy?
Days, months, and
Days.
season.
Right. Where do they buy?
Region.
How do they buy? How do they buy?
That'll be frequency.
Hmm? Okay. So how do they buy? How do they buy? It can be the medium, is it not? Either they buy or pay. They prefer online purchase, in-store purchase, right?
Oh, okay.
Again, you see, in all this is just a basic way of looking at it, but all depends on what the use case and the particular problem you're trying to solve. Okay. So when you look at who is buying, so when I come to this, so it means I will first of all need to come through each of the columns one by one and ask myself, is there any kind of analysis I can do for each of them? Do you see that? For each of them, is there any kind of analysis I can do? Okay. So if I look at dates, now what kind of analysis can I do for the dates? What kind of analysis can I do for the dates? What kind of analysis can I do for the dates?
What days of the week do you buy?
Is that?
What days
So you see, for
do you
example,
have more sales?
yes, for these dates, right? You see, for this date, the moment I see date like this, the first thing I need to know that, okay, for this date, I will need to extract what? The year, is it not? The month, the quarter, right? And there will be at least first. Then I can extract that out to start working with, okay? If we look at for customers, so when we have customers, so for customer, what kind of questions or kind of analysis can we do for customers?
Male, female.
Yeah.
Are they male? Are they female?
Okay, gender, right? But if we look at this data now, I'm not sure if they have the gender. So probably that would be a limitation, right? So we could not. So most times, once you notice the data, you can also state certain limitations on what you could not do. But it's based on what you have available that you work with. But however, you can also state some limitations. Okay. Yes, but there was no gender. If your gender here, that would also be okay. Right? But if, for example, there was gender, we can just put the gender. Right? Gender. So we can have between male and female, isn't it? You can have male, female. So how do we alternate that? You know, normally how you do let's see. Let me see gender ID. I just want to create something so that we see this is gender. So maybe 1, 2. So where I have 1, let me call it male. Where I have 2, let me call it female. Right? You see that? Now I want a situation where, for example, I have maybe gender ID. So here I'll just say run between 1. You know what round does? It just selects random numbers for you, right? 1 and 2. So it means if I want to select the gender now, what will I do? If I want to select the gender now, what will I do? You know what random numbers do? So if I have rank between 10 and 20, what does it do? It will pick what? Any random numbers. Can you see that? It will pick any random numbers. Now, I want to do the same thing for a text. So it should pick randomly for me for a text. So what can I do now? Since I already know the random number here between 1 and 2, then for me to get the text, what do I use? What function can I use for this? What function can I use? Yes?
VLOOKUP.
VLOOKUP, I can use what a VLOOKUP, so equals to VLOOKUP. What am I looking for? This value. But we'll come into functions much more later, right? I'm looking for this value. Where am I looking for it? In this table, right? In this table. Let me lock that. In what column? Column 2. Can you see that now? So you see now I can pick random numbers between. Did I lock that table? I didn't lock this other one. So let me run that now. Now can you see that it's picking random numbers now for us? You see that? So all I wanted was just to generate what? Random what numbers. So let me just copy this. So I can add it to my data here. You know, there's calculation. There's what I will do. Let me do it from this side. So here I'll just type equals to VLOOKUP. What am I looking for? I'm looking for what? This value, right? Where am I looking for it? In this table. And I can lock it. Command. Then what? Give me what the second column. But because there are no data, that's why I just only selected that. So I just want to fill them randomly. So it's not like there's any particular pattern to it. So I just want to fill them randomly. I hope you understand. I'm just like creating the data set. Let me just take some out. All right, so let me just copy that. Copy from here and paste it. You know when you are pasting, you paste values only so that there will be no data there. Paste values only. So let me check now. Let me just take this. That's quite much. Sorry. All right, let me just take that. Okay, good. So let me copy that, paste values only. Okay. Now we see we have the data for gender now, right? So let's just assume that was just the data we had there. Okay. So sometimes when you want to do round between text, that's normally how you go about it. So now we have gender. So let's assume we have gender now. So for customers now, what do you want to find out about customers? You want to find out about what's their gender, right? So you see, from the onset when you are calculating data, whatever analysis you want to do, you need to start gathering that data. So gender can be one of them. What else do you want to understand by your customers' data?
Age.
Age. Another problem is you don't have age. So if, for example, age, let's be free.
What about how they buy?
Yeah?
How they buy.
How they buy, yes, we are coming to how they buy, we are coming to how. But we want to just deal with the customers alone. So we say age, so that means age, maybe I create another, let's say run between what now? Between what age and what age? Let's say 20 and what age? Between 20 and what?
50.
55.
5. Okay. So we now have that, so I can just copy that to room and okay, good. What else do you want to know about your customer? We have talked about the age. What else do you want to talk about your customer?
Nationality or tribe? Is it possible?
Nationality or tribe? But for now, we don't have those kind of data. You get.
Location.
Yes, but based on, let's assume we already have this one. So based on data we have, what else can we understand by our customer? What else do you want to understand by a customer?
Their income bracket. Is that too complex?
Brackets. So do they have anything like income brackets here?
No.
Not really.
The medium, the channel on which how they bought.
The channel on how you buy, channel on how you buy. So that will be answered here. The channel, sales channel.
Can we ask their preferences?
Preference for
Okay, so that will be answered with product, I
that will be
think.
answered there, yes, that will be answered there. Okay, there's something they call, have we heard of RFM analysis? Have you heard of RFM analysis? RFM.
Oh,
RFM stands for recency, frequency, and monetary. So sometimes when you are trying to analyze your customers, right? You want to find out who are those that buy the most recent from us, right? That's the recency. Okay. You want to find out again who buys the most frequent, right? Who buys most times? That's like frequent. Frequent. Then monetary, who buys in terms of the highest value? That's the monetary. Somebody can come every time, but it's only buying things of one naira or one dollar. A customer can just come one off and just buy goods of $10,000.
Yes.
You understand? So sometimes you can also classify your customers, right, based on the recency, right? Who just came recently, right? You can buy based on frequency, that's which customer has the most transactions with us, right? Then you can now talk about monetary. So who spends more with us on average? So they call that RFM analysis. So sometimes, do you have any salesperson here? Sales or marketing? Anybody?
Depending on the question, yes.
But have you ever come across this analysis before?
Yes,
Oh, you have. Okay, that's
but not in data analytics, just something we,
yeah, but it's the same thing now. See data now.
yes.
You see why always no matter where you are, your domain knowledge will play a role, isn't it? So it depends on the data set. That's why your domain will not come and say, okay, can I measure it this way? But this is how we normally do it in our own field. Is that okay? So you can do what they call, so you can even analyze it by what? The recency, by the frequency. Although there's a way they generate the score, but we may not go through, but we'll just have an idea of what it looks like. Then in terms of product now, what do I want to look at my product? In terms of my product, what am I looking at in my product now? So in terms of my product, what am I looking out for in my product?
The different types of products being,
So we can
which
look at
is
the different types of product we have. Okay, what are the types of products? Okay. What again? What again? types of products.
Categories and subcategories.
Yes. But what exactly do you understand by the category and subcategory then? What do you want to understand?
But it could be the category that sells most.
Okay, most selling category, right? Most selling category. Now remember, when you say most selling, remember it's a bit vague, right? So we need to be specific. When you say most selling, what do you mean? Do you mean by what?
Highest,
Volume?
highest selling.
Do you mean by value, like most revenue, right? So when you say most selling, what do you mean by most selling?
Value.
By value, right? By value. So we
Yes.
can understand it by these different dimensions. Okay. So for dates, when do they buy? Remember, we also talked about what dates, right? Sometimes if there is time, you can also bring out the time like hour. Do you get hours? So for example, you know there's something they call date time. Can I say equals to now? Right? Can I say this is date time? Can I see the time and see the date? Especially for your customers, it's also good that you keep what the date time. I think there's a function called hour that can help you extract the hour. Can you see that? Do you understand that now? So it means I can now know at what time of the day do most of my customers now buy. Can you see that? So I can extract what? The day, right? You can extract the day, the year. So if I want the year, so this, for example, this is the hour. If I want to extract the year, how do I extract the year? The function is called what? Year. Right? The function is called year. If I want to extract the month, how do I extract the months? How do I extract the month? I think we did that last week. Text,
Month.
select it, then use what? The month. Then if I want to extract the quarter, how do we extract the quarter? How do we extract the quarter?
Also text.
The same thing, months, right? Then I will use what? Then I'll wrap everything inside what? My months. Then we'll now what? This, so this, which month are we in? October. October is Q4, isn't it? If I want to put Q in front of it, what do? I will now what? Concatenate my Q. I think this is how we did it last time, all right? So we have here month, quarter. What about day of the week? What about the day? This will be what? Text. I'll select that, comma. Now be
TGT.
Can you see that now? So you see,
Yes.
even the hour is even data for us. So that's why even when you keep data now, start thinking of how you can be keeping what? The time for the data. Because sometimes it's also good that we are whether you are in HR, you are in sales, isn't it? You are in marketing, right? You also need to understand what the time. Even sometimes you want to market maybe via WhatsApp, right? You know the time when you even post matters. You know that the time you post matters.
Yes.
For example, you want to advertise on WhatsApp, right? You need to know what time people engage the most. Isn't it? Because if you post when people are at work, when they are busy, most likely you may not get too much engagement, right? So you need to now check the time. Okay, at what time in the day are people mostly engaged? Right. So even WhatsApp, you know that the WhatsApp now, even if you have a WhatsApp group, I don't probably we may do that as one project later, right? You can pick any WhatsApp group. You know, from that WhatsApp group, you can actually extract data from it and now put it into tables. For example, I can even get the time of when they post, right? Who is the one posting, right? Who posts? What again? What kind of media do they post? Do they send? Is it links that they send? Is it pictures they send? Is it videos they send, right? What other data can we get from it? Even the date, right? The date and time. Can you see that? You can extract the date, the time, who is posting, right? Probably this kind of data. And with that, you can actually do what? A visual. So you can call that your WhatsApp analytics. Right? So all this you can also do, but take note that time is a very important data you need to start keeping. Is that okay? All right, so that's fine for this. Then for the region, what do you want to understand by the region? For region, what do you want to understand by region? So for region, what do you want to understand in the region now?
Which region sells the most?
So which region sells the most, right? So which region sells the most? Which region? Region sells the most, right? So just like the same way you have your region, right? You can also analyze it either by what? The state, right? By the state, by the city, by the region. So almost the same kind of thing. Then the how is like your sales channel, isn't it? You can even look at also the ship mode. Which ship mode you also prefer, right? So ship mode. So can you see this? So by the time you have dimension, you can now understand how I want to analyze it. You now see we can now this is now when the analysis can now be done properly. But before you jump into the data, this thing must be clear. This thing must be clear first, so that you know what you are trying to do. Okay. So who is buying? What are they buying? How are they buying? So let's quickly start analyzing it. All right, so once I have this, so the first thing I want to understand is my customers, right? So my customers, right? My customers. So what question did we say we want to answer about our customers? So if it's gender, so what do we do for gender? I can look for, do I have gender here? So let me quickly refresh. So refresh all. Probably you know that I didn't have gender initially, so I have gender now. So what do? I will take my gender. Can you see that? I will take my gender to the row. Then, what do you want to understand gender by? So you want to check by the number, right? So I can now look at number of transactions. So I'll say, let's say number. So this is gender. So by this, so what do we remember again? Always label your pivot table. So we call it what? Gender by what? Gender by what now? What are we trying to understand here?
Sales by gender.
Okay, we want sales by gender. Okay, we want sales by gender. So in that case, this one will just give us an idea of which of our customers do we have more? Are they more female or male? Right? So based on this, what can we see? Based on this, what can we see? So we can say customer by gender, right?
We have more male customers.
All males than
Females.
Now, if you see this now, what is the possible reason to explain why you have more males than female buying?
Maybe the guys
Maybe
are buying for
the type of product we're selling.
Type of product, you know, that when we go and look at the product now, right? When we look at actually the product, we can see things like furniture, office supplies, technology. Is that something you should expect more females to be buying or more male?
More of male.
Right? So maybe that could also explain why, isn't it? So most times, it's not just enough to just say, so it means that if I need to what? Improve female buying, what can we now do? What do we think we can now do to now increase, have more females buying?
We can include products that are more female
Right?
related.
Isn't it? So based on that, there are now opportunities, isn't it? Either we can improve this, right? Improve our patronage from our female customers, isn't it? By getting what kind of products that are more gender, we'll say more gender friendly. So for example, even if they are furniture, right? There are certain furniture that may be more appealing to females, right? Then we can now start looking for how to bring in those kind of products. All right. So the point here is just that once you have done your analysis, always be asking yourself, why? What is the implication of this? Right? What's the implication of this? Because at the end of the day, it's just for you to see the opportunity. One, either I can further increase my revenues or reduce my cost. Okay. So always think about it or increase my profitability. So either of them. So if I want to understand gender by sales, so who is buying more, so I can have that. So in this case, I will have to drop this number here, right? And now take my sales. And now take my sales and drop it here. Right? Then remember to format. What shortcut to format? What shortcut to format? If you want to format this cell, what shortcut?
Control 1.
To format it.
Okay, to format it.
Yes, Control 1, yes, you can use that one to put what do you call it? Comma separator.
Yes.
Example here, I can put the comma separator here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I want to put the currency now so I can see the currency. What do I do?
Okay, Control 4.
Control Shift 4.
4, yes.
Control Shift 4.
Control.
Now, because this may be in thousands or in millions, if I want to reduce it, how will I do that? So, for example, if I plot the chart of this, alternate F1, I can see this, that yes, males are buying more. So, if I want to put it in values now, what do I do? If I want to format this now in millions or in thousands, what do I do? Especially, well, I have a million there, so what do I do for millions? Control 1, I'll now come to what my custom.
Custom.
Right?
And now,
Custom, maybe I can take out all these other ones.
yes.
Yes. So is it in the million now? How many zeros should I put? How many commas should I put? 1, 2. Quotation mark, million.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I see that now. They are all in millions now. I hope you understand this. It's what we did last week, right?
Yes.
My label, my data labels. Can I say I look cleaner now?
Yes.
And put it. Now look at this is in thousands, right? So if I want to format this in thousands, so look at this. When I put the charts here, you see how wide it is. So if I want to format it to thousands, what do I do? I want to format it to thousands. What do I do now?
So we change the.
Thousands.
So we change the. Okay. 1 comma.
1 comma, isn't it? Then I'll put what key. Something
Okay.
like this, right?
Yes.
Can you see that I have 3K, 7K?
Yes, sir.
You see that? So that's just the essence of it. But if I want to just put maybe in 2 decimal places or in 0, 0. Can you see that? So we now have it like this. So the essence of this is when we are plotting our chart, we don't want it to be so large. Right? Good. Then what again do? We need to now take out this our. So remember, always don't forget to label your chart. So come here. So this is what sales by gender, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is what sales by gender. Okay, sales by gender. Then once I'm done with that, I can take off these labels here. I just write it and say hide all field buttons. Can you see that? Hide all field buttons. That is done. Even these numbers here, I don't need them. I just click on it and delete. My title, what should we title this? What should we title it?
Sales by gender. Oh, that one is
Customer. Would I say customer by gender?
just gender. Okay.
Or what other thing can we use to try to this? Then here we can just make it good until B, just make it good, okay? If I click again, can I click here again? I just make it good. Can you see that? So if this is okay, I can just copy it out or cut it out and go to and create my word report. Can you see that? So I have my data sheet, I have my analysis sheet, now I have my report sheet. So under your report sheet, remember I will come here to view, remove my words, grid lines. Are you there? Then I can now paste. I can now paste. Can you see that? I can now paste. I can now paste. For example, if I come here again, the same way I'll format it, what do I do now? I can what? Come here, delete this, right click on this button and say hide all field buttons. What should I title this? This will be what? Sales by gender, right?
Yes.
By gender, and I can what? Make it bold. Make it bold. In case you want to increase the size, just the same way you normally do, just come to your home tab and you can increase the size a bit. Can you see that? Same thing, I can come here, click on that, then I can pause that and bring it here. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Now, sometimes again, if I want to, for example, now if you want to change the color themes, right? You know, if I click on this themes, if I come to design, you can see different kinds of designs you can actually pick from, right? If I come to colors, you see I have different kinds of colors, so I can choose whatever colors that I want like. I can choose whatever colors that I want like.
Yes. Yes.
But if I don't see any particular color that I like, then I can just come here, right click on it. You can see fill. I can now choose the particular color that I want. So for example, if I want this gray color, I can do that gray color there. So for example, if I want to indicate that I want to present it that our females are not buying so much from us, then I just right click again, right? And just change it down to what? Maybe in red. Can you see that? Red
Yes.
is something for us, not?
Yes.
Let's say, for example, here I want to the same way. If I want to replicate the same thing, I can come here to my what? You call it your format painter, but if I come here, format painter, and I come here and click on it. Your paint, I don't know if that one pick it, but the same way, I just come here, click one, click again. Once you select that, I just right click. Now change my, so I can change that to maybe in green. Maybe here I'll change it back to my what do you call it now? So gray was the most recent one. We use what this gray color, right? We use this gray color. So here I'll click on it again, so that I will have my what green. So this one I want to indicate something is going on here, right?
Yes.
So sometimes also good just by looking at it, at least they can have an idea. Okay, reds generally, how do we categorize something that is red? We say giving an issue or a problem, isn't it? Why something of green, something that is what good, right?
Yes, sir.
So probably you can always what present this way. Then most times when you are presenting your reports, always try to make it look as clean as possible. You see most times, you see all these lines you are seeing are surrounding it. If you don't want the line, if I click on this, look at this again. If I right click on it and say format chart area, you can see fill, you can see border. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Under the line border, I will say no line. Can you see that? No line. Can you see I looking cleaner now?
Yes, that's
I'll
okay.
click again and say no line. Can you see I look cleaner now?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. So these are how you would present things. Okay,
Yes, sir.
good. So let's come again. So let's look at what again do we want to analyze again. And also, if you can also be stating what you are trying to do at this point, right? So just be stating what you are trying to analyze or your questions here. You can put in your question in each of them. So what again do you want to understand? So by gender, so we have looked at customers. So how many customers do we have in the first place? So how many customers do we have? How many customers do we have?
999.
Now, how many
9,000.
customers do we have?
9.99K
So let's
thousand.
look at it. Now, please take notes. So let's do this. So let's say we have customers, right? We want to know how many customers we have. Now, let me take this out. Let me take this out. So I'll come here to customer name and put customer name here, right? Now, you know that your customers is different from number of transactions. We know that customer is different from number of transactions,
Yes.
right? Your customers is different from number of transactions. Okay. So if I check, how many customers do I have in this case now? How many customers do I have here?
796.
79 what?
796 customers.
These 796 customers, look at it again. I'm counting from here. Hold my shift button down.
793.
Always look at your count. Can you see your count here?
Mm.
Can you see the count here on this tab?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
You have about what? 7 what?
93.
93.
Again, if I take this and I say, okay, let me do a count. I want to do a count, right? So most times, even that counts, you have the just counting as because they are in millions. So let's remove because you know it was already formatted. So probably let me take that out. You know, makes sense there. But you need to understand that there's a difference between what your number of customers and what number of transactions. If it was transaction, I can pick any one, right? And just dump it there. I can see I have 1 to what 9,090 something. So how do I now count it now in that case? How do I count it? You can see this is like total sum, right?
Yes.
This is total sum. So this is total, maybe this is total sales, right? Then let's do another one. So let's say, for example, I come again and we copy. Okay, let me just even copy this one. This here. This here. So this total sales. So I want to take that out. Now I want to take my names, right? Names and put it here. Name. Because it's formatted. So let me remove all the formatting in general. In general. Can you see that I've given us the list in there?
Yes.
So this is number of transactions. So let's call it total transactions. Total transaction. Which is different from number of customers, right? So if I want to get number of customers now, what do I do? Number of customers. So if it's for customer, if I take my customer name and put in values here, right? You know, normally it's going to do a count for us. It's going to do a count for us. But we don't just need count, we need a distinct count. Right? We need a distinct count. So here, how else can we do a distinct count? It means that we need to get what's unique, isn't it? So for example, I can look at, I can create a function. Right? Should we use a function or should we use a function? You know, normally how we would have done, we have taken this here.
Yes.
Then under this, we could have now done what a count. So if I say equal to, what did I say? Equals to count. Count from here to the end here, right? But I'm not including the total. Now, why did he give us 0?
0. Yes.
Why did he give us 0 there? Why did this count give us 0? Because count is for numbers. These are text.
Okay.
So using for number, use count R. counter is for text. Can you see that it now has 93?
Okay.
You get that now?
Yes, sir.
What number of what? Customers.
For customers.
Can we see that number of what customers? I hope this is clear.
Yes, sir. It's clear, sir.
Clear? Okay. So you must understand the difference between your number of transactions and what number of what customers.
Customers.
What else can we do again? So we try to understand by, okay, let's look at by age. You see, this is just who is buying, is it not? You can see how much analysis we can do from just who is buying. Okay, so by gender, so by age, let's say by, so by age, how do we analyze by age now? By age. So we want to analyze by age, what do we do by age? Let me just call this customer by age. So what do we do? I can just copy any of them here. Please. So we want to, what we want to answer by age? So let's call this. So let me first label this. So I'll take out the gender, right? And put what?
Age.
Age. So this is the different age, right? So for example, these are different age. So what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? What kind of analysis do you want us to do here? What kind of analysis do you want us to do here?
It says
I
by
can
age, right?
the youngest, right? I can know
Yes.
the youngest person. I can get the average. Can you see that? So if I want to get the youngest, what do I do? It will be what the minimum, is it not?
Yes, sir.
Minimum age here. Can you see that? That's the minimum age. What's the oldest age? That's
Maximum.
what maximum. If I want to get the average, it will be just
Average
average of what?
of gender.
Yes, of the age. So I have on average. So what can we conclude on this average? So how do we classify our customer by age? How we classify their age category? So this is what they call your summary statistics, or what they call descriptive statistics. Okay. Now, so how do we classify this our customers now by age category? How can we-
Youngest, oldest, average.
So what can you conclude based on this analysis we have done here? What can we conclude?
Okay.
So all these are all in thousands. So if they are all in thousands, then we can further break it down. You know, even in this our age, we can also even group them, right? So let's say let's say by 60, right? So let's say we now have 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 31 to 40, 41 to 50. Do you get? Then
Yes,
we can
sir.
do that. We can group it like this. Can you see the grouping, age grouping now? So you can now see which group or
Sorry, I didn't get. Sorry, sir. I didn't get how you did the grouping, sir.
okay, let me cut this one so that it doesn't disturb us. Okay. So just this is already the descriptive statistics of what we have done here, right? So
Yes,
now know what our age looks like. Okay, good. So here we want to now categorize our customers. We want to group them by their age, right? So for
Yes, sir.
example, I want to group them maybe between 20 to 30.
Yes, sir.
Maybe here is 31 to 40. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what do? I'll just come here to where I have my age, right?
Yes.
Where I have my age, I'll just right click on it. Can I see group?
Okay.
I'll group it. The youngest maybe 20, the oldest was 55. Okay, let's do that. So group by 10. Right? If I group by 10, I'll click OK. Can you see that?
Yes,
So
sir.
between 20 to 25, this is how much they are bought from us. Between 30 and 39, this is how much they are bought from us. Between 40, this is how much they are bought from us. But if I want to classify it maybe into 3 parts, maybe let's say I will say youth, adults, and which other one again? Youth, adults, what again? Youth, adults, which other one can we classify it? I want to classify them into 3.
Young adults or old?
Okay, let's say
I would have said senior citizen, but we stopped at 55.
senior
Is
citizen.
55 elderly?
Okay, let's say elderly, right? So how do you now classify it? For somebody to be a youth, how do you classify a youth?
Mm. 19 to 29.
19 to 29 is a youth, right?
Mm.
Is a youth, okay. Then adult,
30 to 39.
30 to 39, okay. Then 40 and above is elderly.
Yeah.
Well,
I know that will sound somehow, but
okay, let's say 30 to, let me see.
49.
Let's say
But that,
okay, 49, right? 49, then above this is elderly. But is it consistent?
but now it's not 10, it's not 10
Yeah.
in between anymore.
So how do we break it to be consistent now? Into 3.
That's why we will have young adults in between. It may not be 3. It may not be youth, adults, and elderly anymore.
Yeah, so here will now be 19. Is this 10 or 20? This is 10, right?
Yes.
But
For
this one,
adults.
will this one be 10 or 11? Okay.
No,
So
it's
once you are clear how you want to break it, so I want to break it into 3 groups, right? For us to break it into 3 groups now, so that means we can 55 by 15, what will it give us? 55 by 15, what would that give us? Let me see. But you can just test run it and see. If I increase here to about 15, let me increase here to 60. All right, let's increase here to 60. If I want to increase it by 3, let's say 20, right? Now this will just give us 2, right? So let's group it by what? So if 20 will not work, probably let's give it by 15. Probably let me make here 16. All right, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So here, can you see that now? So between 20 and what? 34. You can have
34.
young, okay, let's say young adults, right? Let's call them young adults. But 34 adult, young adults. Okay. 35 to 49. Call them old adults. So let's call them adults. But again, you just classify the way you want, right? Then here we'll now call them elderly. Can you see how we have classified the data?
Yes, sir.
Then if you want to now know how many is buying from us, how many is buying from us. So this is by sales, right? So this is by their sales. But in terms of maybe by the frequency of who buys more from us. Who buys more from us, right? Who buys more from us? Then I can come down here. I'll take okay, probably I can just do age, right? So age, where's our age now? I'll take age here, put it here. But now we'll do a count. Is that already in count? Okay, it's already in count. Yeah. We'll now do a count. So let's command that to that. All right, can you see that now? So who buy more from us? So let's see by that. So here will now be what? Age group, right? Here will be age group. And you can now do something like that. So who buys more from most? But there's no significant difference now between, can you see that? There's no more significant difference between the meals. So this again can be either an opportunity or again depends on what we are selling, right? To start explaining. But the point here is that you can also what classify based on your what grouping. So the same way you can do for your income level, for your age, and the rest, you can easily what categorize them. I hope we are clear with this.
Yes, sir.
Probably next week when we come again, we can continue from there, or you can also continue it from there by yourself. Since you already have an idea of what we have. So I've only done customers. So it means that this one now, whatever analysis you can do, this one can just be even called, this one can be called maybe for if it's only customer we have, it can be called customer analysis. Can you see that? Then
Yes,
the
sir.
report amount will now be what? Customer reports. Can I call this one what? Customers report. So this will now contain all the summary of all the customer analysis we have done. Then if you want another analysis again, you can now do, if you want it again, you can now create another sheet for that. Maybe that will be, let's say, product analysis. Can you see that? Or return analysis, or you may put everything in one place if you want. But you can now be creating different reports for them. Customer analysis, sales analysis, profitability analysis, product analysis. I can now have different reports for them. But that one report that will contain a summary of all of them is what we refer to as the dashboard. So the dashboard is the one-page summary of it. But if this is the only report you have, then this report is also called your dashboard. Okay? But normally your dashboard is a summary of everything that you have done. I hope that is clear.
Yeah, it's clear, sir.
All right, so I think we can stop here. So I think the others have they joined us. Chino, can we start the Python now? Or we should continue to your other people join us? No, are you there? Is Noye there? Okay, before Noye comes back, Noye, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead. I said,
Okay, I was saying that we can start Python now and others will join along the way.
all right, that's fine. All right. So Excel people, I think we can end it here, so we can just start with Python. But you see, the same thing we want to do in what we did in Excel, we'll try and also do that a bit in Python. But the only thing is that that's what we did last week in Python. I think Python, have we started data cleaning in Python? Have we started data cleaning in Python? Probably, can you see my screen?
Not yet, sir.
Or I'm not sharing.
It has not come up here.
Does not come up. Let me share. All right, probably let me share the file. I don't know if I've shared this file before, but let me just send it. It's okay, I've shared this file. So can you see it on the Zoom chat?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. So first of all, copy the file path out, right? So the first thing we need to do, what do we do here? What's the first thing you do?
Import libraries.
You what?
we import the data.
Yes, import the, but before you import the data, there's something you need to do first.
Import numpy as NP,
Yes,
import
your
pandas
library.
as PD.
Import your library. So first of all, import NumPy as NP. Alright. Import pandas as PD. Isn't it? What's the next step? What's the next step?
I think you copy the parts.
Yes, you copy the part, right? You copy the parts.
Yeah.
So after copying the part, what do you do next? What is the next thing you do? So here, the first thing we do, so you don't normally always comment documents, import what? Relevant libraries. Because documentation is also very key. All right. Next, what do we do next? What do we do next now?
I think is we have the same thing on us. Import the parts. We copy
So
part
let's import the data, am I right?
and import the data, yes.
So the data will be what? df equals to what? pd dot read what? Is it an Excel file or a CSV file?
CSV.
CSV. Then I'll read it, then I'll paste the path. And I'll run that. Do you see that now?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
If you have normally, if you have created a working directory where you are opening the folder from, you don't need to read it like this. Right? You don't need to read it like this. But this is most times the safest one, especially when you don't just copy the paths, then you just read it there. All right, so we have read it now. So we look at the data. Hey, what's going on here? What is going on here? Where do we start our analysis from now? So you see, before you come here, and this is start looking like a horror movie, right? The first thing you need there, first of all, look at it in the Excel file itself so that you understand what's going on, right? So if I see the file here, can you see the file? Good. So at least now we can understand what's going on. We can now understand what is going on here, right? Okay, good. So now we understand what's going on here. At least we have an idea now, right? So we can now go to the pandas and look at it. So let me stop sharing that. So let's go back. So you see all those missing data is now calling them NaN. Can you see that? Not a number. So that is just blank. Not a number. Not a number. That's what we are seeing here. All right. So what's the first thing we need to do? What's the first thing that we need to do? Huh? What's the first thing we need to do?
So it looks like the first row is supposed to be a header.
Okay, this first row is supposed to be our header, right?
Yeah.
So what do we now do?
Is there a word like clean the data in Python?
You said what?
I think is there a word like clean the data in Python?
Yes, now that's exactly what we want to try and do today. Data cleaning.
Okay, thanks.
So what do we now do? Because it's not about the Python itself. It's a first of all understand how would I clean it normally. So when I know what I want to do, then I now ask myself, how do I now do it in Python? Do you get that?
Yes.
So when you want to clean, what is going to guide us in cleaning this data? What will guide us in cleaning this data? What will guide us in cleaning this data? Yes, what will guide us in cleaning the data?
I think maybe our objective, what we're trying to achieve.
Okay. The objective, right?
Yeah.
Now you see, when cleaning data, do you already have an idea of what a clean data should look like? Do you have an idea of what the clean data set should look like? Do you have an idea of what the clean data set should look like?
We do.
And this is where that rule I gave us that at the beginning, isn't it? What are those rules? For how your your table should look like. What are those rules you gave?
Should be a single header.
Is one row of header, isn't it? So what we are seeing as header, is that a header?
No.
So where's the header? Where is the header here in this table?
I think it's the second one. When you,
Which one is the second one?
when you have
Index 0.
order ID from 0.
That's index 0, right?
Yes.
Index 0 should be the header. Good. What again? What are the other rules?
No obstruction around the table.
No obstruction. Do we have any obstruction around this data? You see now, there was 2, 4 type there, you know, you see, when you import it, whatever you type there will be brought along with it. Can you see why there should be no obstruction around the data?
Yeah.
What again? What again? What again?
Total and subtotal.
No total,
Total.
total, right? We have totals here. So if I come to the last, do I have total here? Yes, I have total at the last. So there's total there. So there should be no total or subtotal. Okay, what again? What again? Yes, what again?
Dr. Francis, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm not sure which data we imported. I'm so sorry.
I sent it on the chat. It's on the chat.
Oh, okay.
On the chat. So what again do we need to do? Now I say look at it from Excel first, so so that you understand what you need to do. But that structure, whether you are using Excel, you are using Python, you are using R, you are using Tableau, Power BI, it's the same rule that we apply in almost every table. So what again do we look out for? What again?
Dates.
Dates. What happened to dates?
On a single column.
Okay, date should be what on a single word column. Okay. So where's my dates? So my date is from here to. You see, this dot means that what there's still data there, isn't it? It means there's still data, but it's not only it's not showing you everything, but there's data there. So when you see dot, you need the still data there. So between 10 and 17, all right? All right, what again? So we have talked about the header, total and sort in total. The date should be on the single column. No obstruction around the data. Okay, what again remains? So what else? No total or sum total. I hope you can still remember those rules that I gave, right? For data. What your data sheet should look like. Do you remember them? Do we remember them?
Yes, sir.
So read them. What are they? So what are they?
No empty column,
No empty columns. Do we have empty
columns and rows.
columns here? Do we have empty columns here?
Yes, I think this
Yes.
one with NaN are empty columns and rows.
We have empty, yes, we have empty columns. Okay, no empty columns. What again?
No total or subtotal.
No total or subtotal. Do we have total or subtotal here?
No. Okay, we have total.
Yeah, we have total.
What again?
One row of header.
One row of header. Do we have a header here?
Yes.
Yes.
Where's our header?
Index 0.
But it's not yet a header yet.
No.
Okay. What again?
All variables or categories on a single column.
All variables or categories. We have all variables or categories on the single column here. All variables or categories on the single column. Do we have that here? Do we have all variables or categories on the single column? Do we
I
have
think
all
so.
variables or categories on the single column?
We have something.
Yes, we have. The only one that is not on the single column is your date, right?
Yes.
Okay, your date. Beautiful. All right, so that is exactly what we use to guide us when we are cleaning the data. Okay, that's what will guide us when we are cleaning data. Because in the real world, most times the data is never clean. Right? It's usually what never was clean. So you see, when we imported this data, first of all, we brought this as a heading. You know, but is this the heading? Is this our header? Is this
No.
Okay. So which one is our header?
Index 0.
Index 0, is it not? Index 0. So the first thing is that when we are importing it now, the first thing I need to do is to make this header as a first row. I want to make this header as what? First row, right? So I will make header as first row. Now, how do I do that? When I'm importing it, I'll come here and say header equals to none. I don't want any header there. Okay. So when I run it now, can you see that? This my header has now become what? A first row. Can you see that now? Do you see it?
Yes, sir.
Good. So what do I do next now? What do I do next now? I
We
want
need
to
to
now
take out.
make this
Okay.
first row, you know, this index 1, this row 1, right? Like row 1, index 1, I want to make it what? A header. because that's
Yes.
what a header is. And the last time, if I want to read the header, that particular row, how do I read the row? If I want to read the row, how do I read the row? If I want to read the row, how did we read the row the last time? I want to read the row. Remember, we use iloc, index location, right? Iloc what? 1, right? You see that iloc 1 is actually our header. Can you see that? So I want to make this a header. So how do I make it a header? I hope you remember this iloc. Do you remember iloc? iloc is just to help us what to read. So dot iloc, if I say 0 to 2, it will just give us the first 2. But remember, because of that with index 0, if I read 3, if I read 5, can you see that? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you see that? But if I only want to just get 1, if I just say iloc 0, it will only give me that particular one. If I say iloc 1, it just give me only that one. If I put it in double brackets and run that, you can see that now, right? So this is what I want as my header, isn't it? This is what I want as my header. So what I'm going to do, I am going to what? Make what? Make what? Index 1 as header. Can you see that? I want to make index 1 as what? Header. So let me run that so we can see it. So this is my index 1. And for me to read index 1, what is index 1? It is what? df dot what? iloc what? 1, is it not?
Yes, sir. 1.
So I want to make it as my word column, is it not? So what do I do? I'll just say df dot columns. Do we see that? And that's all. We're done. So if I type df now, can you see what has happened? Can you see what has happened now? We have now made what? Our first row as what? A header. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. It's clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, please let me tell you, even if you have an Excel file, especially when you are going to be working with pandas, please, best practice, I will advise you first of all save it as a CSV file because it's easier for Python to work with CSV file than Excel files. Okay, unless maybe you have so many sheets, then that's okay, right? But most times, preferably work with what CSV what files. Okay, so if it's possible, save it as if it's an Excel file, it's just only one sheet that you have there. Then just save it as what a CSV file. But if you have a multiple sheet, then leave it as it is. Do we get that?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes, because it's an Excel file, pandas tend to see certain things differently. Do you know, like this Naira sign you are seeing here? Do you know in the Excel file you are seeing a symbol? Do you remember that in Excel, when you opened it, it was showing you as a something there. But in Python, you see that that's Naira.
Yes, sir.
Do you see that? So
Yes.
they kind of read them differently. Okay. So preferably put it in a CSV file if it's just only one sheet. Okay. All right. So what do you want to do next? What do you want to do next now? What do you want to do next?
Eliminate the.
Not to eliminate, it's not good.
Yes, sir.
So for example, where is my data going to start from now? Where will my data start from? Where will my data start from now?
Index 1.
Index 1. Where is index 1? Here.
Yes, sir.
You know, here is already a header, and this is the header we have put here. I don't need index 0, I don't need 1, I don't need 2. So I'm going to start from 3. Can you see that? I'm going to start from what? 3. And for me to read from 3, what do I do? It is df dot what? iloc 3 to the end.
Yes.
It will be 3
Yes.
to the end. Do you see it like that?
Yes, sir.
Then I will put it inside what DF. Then I can now read it now. Can you see it now? I can now read it like this. Now, please, let me first save it as the backup first. So let me just put backup because I know the enemy should be at work. Please remind me that I saved it as backup. So this is DF now. So we have our header, right? Now, another thing again, you will check. Check if you can access this your header. For example, if I want to read my order ID, how do I read order ID? Right? I'll read order ID. Can I read it? Yes. What again can I check? So if I say df.column, so I can see all the columns I have. Now you can see this data, like they're also your column names, right? So how do I read it now? The same way. I can just copy this date. Let me test if I can what access it. If I can, then we'll do Thanksgiving. Okay, thank God. That works. So that works fine. So you just test them randomly that you can access those columns. Because if you cannot read the column names, then there will be problem. So, like for example, NaN, what is NaN? What is NaN?
Not a number.
Not a number. You see, you want to read it now. Can you see? It doesn't understand what they are saying. So none of index NaN are in the columns. So it means it doesn't see it as what? A column. So what do we have to do in that case? What do we need to do with this NaN now? What do we do with the NaN? Yes, what do we do with NaN? Now, by the way, how many NaN do we have in the columns? How many NaN do we have in the columns? How many NaN do we have in the columns? So normally, if I want to check if there's a missing data, right? I'll say df dot is NA. Can you see? Anyone say false? False means what? Is NA. How do you interpret is NA? Is NA means what? Is it a missing data? If it says false, what does that mean? If it says false, what does it mean?
It's not.
It's not. If it says true, what does that mean?
It is.
It's a missing data. Can you see that?
Yes.
But it cannot make sense. Imagine this data was up to 1 million. How do we now read it? Isn't it? So what we can now do, we can now use dots, maybe either use sum. So sum will count it. Can you say I can count it for you? So order ID I have 2, sheet mode I have 3, customer name I have 30, segment I have 30. Look at NaN I have 43. That means complete, completely missing. Do you see that? But if I want to put in percentage terms, I can also use df dot is NA dot mean. Can you see that like in percentage terms? Then if I want to put, I can put times 100. So I can just see the percentage of it. Guys, 100% empty. This is about 4.6%. So you can put them in any. So which one do you want to use? Check for missing data. Now take note, this is on the rules. This is on the rules. Okay. Which one do you prefer? Sum or mean? Which one do we prefer? Which one do we prefer? Sum or mean?
Sum to give you the exact numbers.
So sum will give you the exact number. Okay, so let us. So hashtag means to comment. Hashtag means comment. So it means if you only run this one, if you not run this other one. So hashtag means to comment. All right. So we are saying that, okay, so we now have an idea of what it looks like, okay? So this is in the rule. But if I want to see it in the column, the missing data in the column, it will be df dot columns, right? Remember that. But now I want to have dot is NA. So just like saying, is my column missing? So false means what? False means what? False here means what?
No, false, no.
Hello? So false in this case means what? So when you see false here, what does it mean?
It means that the data is not missing.
It's not missing. The column name is not missing. But when I see true, what does that tell you?
And those are missing
It's
data.
missing. It's telling that it's what? Missing. But for me to now see that one, I cannot use df dot column. You know df dot column normally will show me my column names, right? But I want to now check which one is what missing, right? I want to now check which one is what missing. So in that case, what can I do? I can now wrap it around it. df dot what columns. I can now wrap it around it so that I can now see, okay, which one is what the missing one. So we can now see, can I see the missing ones now? NAM, 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 NAM. Can you see that? These are now the missing ones, columns. Okay. These are now the missing columns. So here, what do? I can just call it NAN. What does this one mean? What have I done here? So the missing data. Or let's say group the missing data. Or group the missing data. The missing columns. I hope you understand what has happened there. So all those ones that is ending, just bring them out for me. That's what I've done. I will store it inside what NAN, variable called NAN. So what do I now need to do? Once I've grouped them, now what do I need to do now? What do I need to do now? Now that I know the missing ones, what do I do?
Delete.
I will remove it. So how do we do that? We do that by dropping. We say df dot what? Drop. I think we showed how to do drop last time, right? What am I dropping? I am dropping what? The columns. And what's the columns? Which columns am I dropping? Which columns am I dropping?
NAN.
NAN, because I've already stored all of them inside. Either I do it like this, NAN, or I would have copied all this one and put it here. But it may look too complicated now. Isn't it? It may look too complicated for us, right? So let's just do it the simple way. So I'll just use what NAN. Can you see that? Then I can what? Create it inside what the data frame, df. So now let's check df. Okay. Now does this thing look like table for human beings now?
It's getting there.
It's getting there, right? Still looking like for aliens. Okay, so what can we do next? What else can we do? What else can we do? What else can we do?
The dates.
Okay, what do you want to do with the dates?
Dates are supposed to be in a single column.
The date to be on the single column. You see, before you go to date, just make sure that all those low-hanging fruits, we can deal with them first. Do you get? All those low-hanging fruits that we can easily work with. Because when you convert to dates, there are still some things you have to work on. So you need to make sure you have first of all cleaned everything within before you now restructure that. I hope you understand that. So what other things can we do now? What else can we do?
We can drop total.
We can remove the total, right? We can remove the total. Let's see, where is total? We have total last, right? So this total here, so how do I remove total now? How do we remove that total? How do we remove the total? How do we remove the total? I think we did it last time now, how to remove what a particular column. So what can we do? We can say df dot what? Drop what? What are we dropping? Which column is this? Which row is this? Which row is this? Which row is this?
45.
45.
I
So
know,
let's
fine.
check
I don't know
dot
what
I log dot 45, right? So let's check. Hey, say I don't know what you're saying there. oh. df I log 45. Say I don't know what you are saying. What's happening there? What did I say 44? Let's watch the error. Say single positional indexer is out of bound. Do you understand why? Do you know that we remove the first three? So it's only maintaining that number, but not necessarily by the listing there. So if I had removed three, that means that should be about what? 42? Okay. So can you see that? That's about 42. I hope you understand what happened. You know this is not starting from 1. You know it's starting from 3. So 0, 1, 2 is gone. So that's 3 that is out. So just that because we had removed them, so either way, we have either used what? Our other ID and set it as index. But it's just because we want to delete them, then we can just take it out. So this is what we are going to remove. df.ilog what 42. Okay, so I'm going to drop that. So let's see if that will work for us. Enemies. What's the problem there? So I'll take out the ilog, right? Ilog not defined. Sorry. So what else are we going to do now? I want to drop that row, that particular row. How do I drop that particular row? You know, we did not specify, this is in the row now, is it not? So normally for row usually is what? X is equal to what? 0, right? Is that how we did it last time? In the axis. Yes? So what did we say? Okay, total ahead, not found in axis, not found in axis. So when you say not found in axis, what does that mean now? Not found in axis. Not found in axis. So let's see it again. Just to confirm, df.ilog 42. Okay. If that is it, then I want to drop it, right? I want to drop it down with df.what drop. Drop what? df.ilog, right? Now, but you know that this ilog on it by itself, it does not really sit as ilog, but rather let's call it by the index number. So we can use what the index. So let me see what that index is. We read it by the index. So let's say index what? Is that 42? Okay, index not defined. All right, that's good. So let me do that again. So df.drop. df. Instead of using ilog now, let me use index what? 42. And the axis is equal to what? 0. Aha. So let's check. Did you drop the last one? Has it dropped it? Has it dropped it down?
Yes, it has. There's no more 45.
It's no longer there, right?
Mhm.
It's no longer there. So that means that last one. So this is the last one we are supposed to have what? 118038 as our last move. right? 1138 as our, can you see that? So it has dropped it. Can you see that now? It has dropped it. So this one means what? Drop what? Drop what? What do I say here? Drop what? Drop
Row.
row, is it not? Let's drop 2 tabs. So let's say drop row 2 tabs. Can you see that? Drop row 2 tabs. So let me put it inside DF. Can you see that? Let me put it inside DF. So inside that variable, so I'm storing everything. So we have dropped that total, is it not? Or the sum total. What else can we do again? What else can we do again? What else can we do?
Empty cells.
Now you see these empty cells here, right? Like these empty cells. So what can we do with this NaN? What can we do with them? Do we drop them? What can we do with them? So this is what they call missing data. It's called what? Missing data. And your missing data can either be systematic. It can either be systematic or random. Can you see that? It can be systematic or what? Random. So when you say systematic, what does that mean? It means that it follows what? A pattern. Now let's look at this plate, this person here, right? This NaN. Claire, who is Claire? We look at the what? ID number. Which ID number is this? Which ID number is this? Okay. Do you know who this person is now? Do you know who this person is?
It's clear.
Is who?
Clear.
Clear.
Who is this person?
Clear.
Hoffman.
Hoffman now. Who is this person now? Who is this person?
Tracy.
Tracy. Does he follow a pattern?
Yes.
Does he follow a pattern?
Yes.
Then it is what regarded as what systematic pattern is systematic. So the missing data is what systematic. I hope this is clear. But where you don't find any particular pattern, in that case it is random.
So, Dr. Francis, doesn't mean you check it like that, as in individually
You just
and
check.
manually. Okay.
Yeah, that just check. Just to understand what's going on in the data. Right?
Okay.
To understand what's going on in the data. That is why they call it what? EDA. EDA stands for what? Exploratory data analysis. You are just checking through the data, exploring the data, what's going on. Okay, just check what's going on in the data. There are sometimes you may just see that it's just like all those missing ones. That one is just random. There's nothing you can do about it. So that one you can just clear them. But the missing data sometimes it can be systematic or it can be random. Maybe for example, there was data in every place, only one here, and that particular one, because here they are all capturing the same record. That's why it's easier for us to identify it. But if they are all unique, then in that case, we may say that as a random because we may not really know what it is. Then in that case, you now need to fill it. And again, when you are cleaning your data, it now depends on the objective of your analysis. Okay? Your objective can either be to one, build a report. So in the terms of a report, you are trying to summarize what has happened and explain why it has happened. That's what a report. So for reports, you must actually use what? The real data. So whichever department has given you that data, you need to go and ask, this one that is missing, can we get it? If they tell you, then you can fill it. If they send you the data, you can what? Update that. So that's one. But where you cannot get that data, so which means, for example, if your objective is to do a prediction or forecast, then I can fill it with maybe the most either if it's a numerical number, I'll use either average or median to fill it up. But if it's a text, I can use the one with the highest mode in terms of the most highest word count. So look at this now. You see, this is segment. Segment. How many types do we have in segment? So if I want to check the unique types in segment, what do I do? It will be what? DF dot what? Either I use DF segment. DF, let's see, segments. Segment dot what? Unique, right? Unique. So I can see consumer, I can see home office, I can see corporate. Can you see that? If I now say, okay, dot value count. Is it value count or value count? Values, let's say values count. Is it value count or value count? Which one do you do that time? Is it value count or value count? Which one do you normally do? Value,
I think it's values.
values.
Mm.
Okay, let me take.
Oh, sorry, value counts.
Okay, value counts. Okay,
Yeah.
value. So let me take that out. Value counts. Value count. Aha. So that's it. So you see, in this case, which one is the most? Which one is the highest? The highest is what 6. You know, that's what they call the mode. So it means if I want to fill it, I will fill it by what? The highest. Can you see that? I will fill it by what? The highest one there. Do you understand? So if I was to fill now, how do I know which one I will fill? I will fill it by what? The highest one, which is what? The consumer. So anywhere I now see NaN, I will fill it by what? I will fill it with what? The highest one, which is consumer. But if it was value, for example, if it was value here, it was value here, what can I do with value? If it was value, what will I do for value? If it is value now, what do I do for value? Let me get it in the columns. Do you understand what I'm trying to explain here? How do you deal with what? Missing what? Data. How do we deal with what? Missing data. We said, first of all, we can classify missing data into 2. What are they? What are they? Is either this missing data is systematic, right? Or it is random. When you say systematic, what does that mean? When you say systematic, what does it mean?
It follows a pattern.
Yes, the pattern. So I need to first of all observe this missing data. Does it have any pattern? If the answer is yes, then it's systematic. If the answer is no, then it is what? Random. Okay. Now, if I want to now fill it, I want to now fill it. I want to fill it. So, for example, this one, is it systematic? All these ones, are they systematic? This missing data I have in this case, is it systematic or random? All this my missing data, is it systematic or random?
Systematic.
It's systematic. So, because it's systematic, because I now know that each person here is the same record I have here. Because
Yeah.
I'm using the same word, ID number, so they are the same people. So it means whatever I will have here is what I should have here. Do you get? Whatever I have a do, that means this person should also be a do, because they bear the same word number. Since it's the same name, this should be the same name there, is it not? So in that case, what do we now do? We can now use what they call fill down. We can now use what they call fill down. Do you understand that? Fill down. Fill down. So we can just fill it down. Okay, that's fill down. But where it is random, it means I'll look for the one. So where it is random, I'll now ask myself, is that data a text? Right? or is it a number? If it's a text, I'll fill it with what? The mode. You know what mode measures? Do you know what mode measures? The one with the highest frequency.
Frequency.
The one with the highest frequency. If it's a number, I will fill it with what? Either the mean or the median. Which one is preferable, mean or median? Which one will you prefer, the mean or the median?
Median.
Median. So I will fill it with what? The median. I will only use the mean if my data is what? Normally distributed. Right? That means there are no what? Outliers. But the moment I see there are outliers, I can use what? The median. Or what you can do, I will calculate for the mean, I will calculate for the median. If they are almost the same, anyone doesn't matter, right? If they are almost, if this one, let's say this one was 3 and this one was 3.1, it really doesn't matter, there's no signal difference. But if this one was maybe like 8 and this one was 3.1, which one will I go for? The mean or the median? Which one will I go for? If one was 8, one was 3.1, which one will I go for?
Median.
Median, right? Because the median will never mislead you. Because it's not what, it does not respond to what outliers. Okay? It's not sensitive to outliers. But your average is very sensitive to what outliers. So that's why before you rely on the average or your mean, you must be sure that there are no what outliers. I hope you understand how to clean now, right? So how you should think about it. So when you look at the missing data, ask yourself, is it systematic or random? If it's systematic, that means you follow the pattern. I will look for the pattern in which I can use. Then I can use a fill down because that's the same pattern. I can fill it down. But if it is random, it means, is it a text? That variable, is it a qualitative or quantitative? Qualitative means in a text, it follows what, using what alphabets or text, right? To fill it, I will use what, the mode, based on the one with the highest what frequency. But if it's a number, I will now check what is the average and what is the median. If I see there's a wide gap between them, I will take the median. If there's no much gap, then I can take the average, whichever one doesn't matter. Okay, but to be safe, use the median. Do we get that now? So if, for example, that value now, let's say df dot columns, So you see, for example, this is my date. For example, I want to check my dates now. Let me check this my date, right? I want to check this my dates. If I want to check the average of it, how do I check the average of it? So I say dot what? Dot mean. What did you say? Can only concatenate. So that means it's not seeing it as what they call it. It's not seeing it as. Now, how do you check if your data, and that's again, always check if your data is in text or in string. So let's do that. So df.info. Anyone that is object, what does object tell you? Object, what does object tell you? Object. Object tells you that is what? When you see object in your data type, what does it tell you? Object. Object. What does
Object is a text.
Is a text, you know, so which means is what? Qualitative. Is what? Qualitative. Which means these are our dates that we are seeing here. All those values that we are seeing inside. Can you see all these values we are seeing inside? What does that tell you? All these values we are seeing inside, what does it tell you? All these values we are seeing inside, what does that tell you? That is reading them as what?
Text.
Reading them as what? Text. So it means I cannot do any addition, I cannot take average, I cannot add, I cannot subtract. Okay? So that is why you must first of all understand your data before you start cleaning. I hope you are clear with this idea of missing data, how to deal with missing data. So I'll show you how to clean.
Dr. Francis, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So if we're assuming here that random means there is only one we'll find, one missing data. Can it be more?
It can be more, now it can be more.
Okay.
But it means that, yes, there are more, but I
it's
cannot
not-
say any pattern. I cannot explain why it's just random.
Okay.
BCS, 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 BCS. But one, where is systematic means it follows the same order, the same pattern. I can see the same pattern everywhere. It's the same pattern. For example, I can see maybe in a particular region, no sales in that particular region at all. In that case, it's systematic. Or I can see my gender. Females don't have any data. All females don't have any data. In that case, it was systematic. Use it like that. But where I have some female with data, some male with data, that means then it can be random. Okay. But where now you need to what? Be sure of what the data. And this is where your domain knowledge comes in. That is why even if you are not the one doing the analysis sometimes and you are working in a team, sometimes when you look at it, the way they have also cleaned it, we also tell a lot. So by looking at it, you can also know whether they have what they have done, whether it makes sense or not. Okay, that's why your domain knowledge is very important. Very important in how you do it. All right, so let's continue. So can I wipe off this nonsense here? Yes, please. All right, so now we have seen that even this data that we said that we have is actually all of them, they are all text. There's even a bigger problem for us. Okay, so let's go. So where are we now? Okay, we said that this data now we have seen that it was systematic, right? We said that it is systematic. So in that case, what can we do? What can we do? Now in Excel, what we have done in Excel, if it was in Excel, what we have done? What we have done in Excel? What we have done in Excel? So there's something called fill down, is it not? So for example, this one, it will be this, isn't it? This data will be this, which means this is consumer, right? This is delta, this is south, this case. So in that case, it will be what? We'll do what they call a fill down. Fill down. Have you ever seen fill down in Excel? Have you seen fill down in Excel? Have you used fill down in Excel before?
No.
Have you used flash fill in Excel before? Flash fill.
Yes.
Flash fill and fill down. They are always flash fill is using the same pattern. Can I see this pattern? If yes, repeat it for me. Okay. So that's what your fill down. Your fill down is where you find your flash fill is exactly where you find your fill down. Okay. So in Excel, you call it fill down, right? But in Python, pandas, we call it fill forward. It's called fill forward. Okay. So here we call it what? Fill down or fill forward. So here we'll do wherever it's missing, so df.fill any. Fill any. Any means anywhere I see a missing data, whatever I have, they fill it for the next one down. Okay. So that's what fill forward. So you can specify the method. Method is equal to what? Forward fill. It's called what? Forward fill. So probably put that as df. Forward fill. So let me see that. But please, before you use it, be very careful. Here we are just illustrating. So can you see that it has filled them? Can you see that it has filled them? Can you see that it has filled them? So I no longer have those words missing any again. So it has what fill them up. Right, it has filled them up. So please be very careful before you say you want to do fill forward. You just ensure that we follow that pattern. Okay, so we have filled those ones. So it's now a bit filled. Okay, so it looks okay. Probably look at this now. Maybe probably we want to remove this naira sign here, right? You want to remove this naira sign here. You know, if you use original data, there's no naira sign here, right? You know, sometimes when you export from an ERP, like SAP, right? The way it reads what they call it, the way it's going to read it currency. If you export it in Excel or any other tool, you may not see that same way. But you just put one funny symbol there. Okay. So probably that's what has happened at this stage. So in that case, for me to clean this, what do we now do? If I want to clean it in Excel, what will you do in Excel? If I want to clean this in Excel, what will you do in Excel? If I want to clean this in Excel, what will I do? Remember, everything I'm doing in Python, always think about it from an Excel point. Okay? Before you start thinking about how to do it in Python. So how we do this in Excel?
Find and replace.
Find and replace. You know, we can do what? A find and what? Replace. We can do what? A find and what? Replace. You know, we want to use the word find and replace. What are we looking for? We are looking for this naira sign. I'll just copy this naira sign because I don't have naira sign on my keyboard. So I'll just copy it. Okay. What am I replacing it with? What am I replacing it with?
Nothing.
What am I replacing this naira with? Hello, what are we replacing naira with?
Nothing.
What are we replacing it with? Yes, what are we replacing it with? If you are doing it in Excel now, what will you replace it with? Replace naira with what? Yes?
Are we replacing the currency?
You said what?
Are we going to replace the currency or we are going to replace it with nothing?
And now I'm asking, and this naira, what are we going to replace it with now?
Nothing.
Nothing, is not. We want to replace with nothing. Now in Excel, if I want to replace it with nothing, what do I do? If I want to replace something with nothing, what will I do? If I want to replace it, I will use what? Just my quotation mark, is it not? That's nothing. So it's the same way we do it in Excel, that's what we do here. But the only difference is that now, for me to read this column, what's this column called? Which column is this? This is August 2015, right? I'll copy that and read it there. August 2015. Probably let me just, so that we'll be sure that that is the column that we are reading in. So DF 1/8/2015. I think that's the column now. This is the column I want to replace it. So I want to replace this column. And how do I replace it? So it will be DF, replace that. DF what? 1st April 2015, is it equal to? Now, what am I doing there? Remember that I want to strip it, I want to remove those currencies. So there's something they call string, because this is a string, right? So STR stands for what? String. It stands for what? String. But what do I want to do? I want to replace with what? Replace what? This naira sign. Replace it with what? Nothing. Do we see that? Replace that naira sign with nothing. So let me run that and check. Please check with that. I did not misspell or write anything. Okay, I hope that's the right thing. Okay, let's run that. Okay, so let's see. DF. Has he cleaned it now? Has he cleaned?
Yes.
2050, has he cleaned? Yes, it's all gone. Can you see that? Everything is gone now. So the same way you'd have done, wait, to have seen, what am I seeing? Okay, this is the clean one, okay. This is the old one we had before. This is the old one we had before, right? This is where we had the naira. Right? So check that. So it's clean now, right? It's clean. So what else can we do? So I think everything looks clean now. We have cleaned up almost everything. So what's the last thing we need to do now? What's the last thing we need to do now? What's the last thing we need to do now? What's the last thing we need to do?
Dates in a column.
We want to put the word date in column. What do we call that? When you want to put the date in a single column, what do you call it? What do we call that? So we want to put dates in a single column. What do we call that? We are converting dates from different columns to a single column. What is it called? Yes, what is it called? When you want to convert it from, we did it last week now. When you want to convert these columns to a single column, what do we call it?
On pivot.
It's called what?
Is it the unpivoted one?
Yes, it's called what? Unpivoting, right? It's called what? Unpivoting. So we want to what? Unpivot columns. No, unpivot columns. You want to what? Unpivot what columns? You want to what? Unpivot what columns? Okay, so how do you do unpivot columns last week? So let me first of all know my columns. What are the columns? So I know from ordered ID to where? To categories, isn't it? This is what I want. So what do I do to unpivot it? What do I do to unpivot it? We did it last time now. df dot what? Melt, is it not? df dot melt. What am I melting? So I want the variables. So what are the variables? From where? Order ID to where? Categories. No, so every other thing unpivot it. Okay? Unpivot it. So because in a list, I will just have to put in what my bracket. So I'll call it inside a data frame. So let me read inside my view. Okay, so hopefully it works. Beautiful. Can it work now? Does this work now? Does this works?
Yes, sir.
Good. So what do we need to do next now? What do we need to do next?
Rename the column.
We need to what? Rename. Is it not to rename the column, right? So I want to rename what? One to what? Rename one to what? Rename one to what? Rename one to what and values to what?
want to date.
to date, right? This is on pivot. I typed it before. On pivot. Okay. So we want to rename what? 1 to. So GF dot what? Rename. What am I renaming? My columns, right? Columns. Okay. How do I want to rename it now? Rename 1 to what? Let's take
Date.
this, isn't it? And what? Value to what? Value to what?
Sales.
Sales. Now, by the way, is this supposed to be permanent or temporary?
Permanent.
Permanent. So what do I do?
Permanent.
In place equals to what? True.
True.
I say DS. Lovely. Is the data clean now?
Yes, sir.
Data look clean now.
It does.
Is it ready for analysis?
Yes.
Is this ready for analysis? Now, how do you know it's ready for analysis? Even though it looks like what a human being can use now, isn't it? But if you check, that my sales, remember we try to take average. Did you work? See what it's giving us. So what is going on there? So what is going on here? Let's say D type. You just see it as oh, what type of data type is that? If I check again, maybe df dot info. Let's see info. Df dot info. So let's look at our sales. Our sales is showing us what objects. What is it supposed to show us? What is it supposed to show us? Either what an integer or a field. We show
Yeah.
is 54 or integer, right? So now, is it ready for analysis now? Is this data analysis?
It is not.
It's not. So what do we need to do now? What do we need to do now?
Change the data type.
We change the data type, right? We change the data type. What do we change it to now? What do we change it to? What are we changing it to? So we want to change it from a string, is it not? To maybe an integer, right? So maybe like integer. Okay. So what do we want to do at this point? We want to what? Convert from what? An object or what do you call it? A text, right? Or what do you call a string? So what? Numeric. Maybe an integer. All right. So how do we do that? What's the name of the column? Sales now, right? So sales.
Sales.
Sales. Right. Equals to what? So we convert it to there's a function called PD dot to numeric. So that's the one that we now see. Numeric. So it helps to what convert. What am I converting? I'm converting what? My sales. Converting it to what now? Now there's sometimes, so let me explain this for you. So that PD dot numeric, let me use shift tab to bring out the breakdown so you can see what's going on. You can see errors, raise, downcast, none. So by the time you read, you see what it means. So raise Invalid passing, we use an exception. So if there's an exception, we do that. Coerce, then invalid passing, it will set as NaN. So if there's no this thing, if there's no data, then it will put what? NaN. That's what coerce will do for you. Otherwise, you can say what? Ignore. So we can either put raise, coerce, or what? So if there's no value there, we'll put what? NaN. So that's what we call coerce. Okay? But if you want to see an example of how it works, you see them somewhere, you see an example, you can see an example there. You can see downcast, integer type. Can you see the integer type? 164 int 64. That's integer. All right. So what do we now do? We now say what? Errors. So if there's any errors, what do we say we will use now? Errors. We use what? OS, right? All right. So let's hope it works. Did it work? Did it work? Look at what we had before. What do we have now? Now, how do we know if it actually worked? How do we now know if it actually worked? How will you know if it actually worked?
We check the data type.
You check the data type, right? You check the data type, right? You check the data type. And you remember that for our data, right? We have to check df.info to check everything inside. So has it worked now?
Yeah.
That's turned into what? A float. What is a float?
Decimal.
Decimal. It's not decimal. That's what we call it 2.0. That's what decimal. All right. So in that case, if I have one df sales dot mean, should I get a result now? If that works, should I get a result now? Should I get a result now?
You should.
I should now, isn't it? It means if I want to add up df dot sum, can we see that? So has that worked? Yes, that works. Can we see that now? So now your data is ready for what? Analysis. Can we see that? Now, another thing again is that as analysts, the moment we see date, sorry, you people, I hope this is not looking like a horror movie.
It
It
is.
is, sir. It is.
Sorry.
It is. We're very quiet now. We'll just be looking.
Sorry. No, we make you waiting die. Sorry. Yeah. But it's this almost the same thing you are doing in Excel. The only difference that we are using word code to write them, right? And you know why we have to do this? You know why we have to use Python instead of using it in Excel? What's the reason why we have to move it to Python to do it instead of in Excel?
Large numbers.
Because of the large data set. But it's exactly the same thing we want to do in Excel. Only now that this kind of data is in millions or in trillions. So normally Excel will not be able to handle it. But it's exactly the same thing you want to do in Excel. Is that clear? So that's what we are doing. So probably when we will start with you guys revision from the scratch much later, right? But this is exactly where you are heading to. So just to see where this horror movie is going to end. Is that okay? So please just bear with us. Is that okay? Just bear with us a bit. All right. But the same analysis that you are doing in your Excel that I want to do here is exactly the same thing. But the only difference now is that this is what? You know the difference now? Do you know that if they send us this data again in Excel, do you know you have to clean it all over again in Excel? But in Python, do you know what you will just do? Because these codes have already been written, I will not clean again. What I will just do, as they bring their nonsense data for me, I'll just import it there. I'll just be running them one by one. Run. That's all. It will be cleaning everything automatically for you. So if I just go to run all, it will just run everything and clean it for me, begin to the end. I don't have to do anything again.
That's just the difference. That's why it has advantage over than using what your Excel. I hope that's clear. So that thing again as data analyst, please, the moment you see dates, what do we say in Excel? When we saw dates, what are the things we did in dates? When you see date, what's the first thing you need to do? Whenever you see a date, what do you need to do? When we see dates, what do we need to do? So whenever you see any dates, what do you need to do? Dates. Yes? Once you see dates, what do we need to do? Yes, when we see dates now, what do we need to do? Whenever you see dates, what do you need to do? Hello. This is not Python. I'm not asking about Python. I'm just asking dates. Whenever you see dates in your data set, what do you need to do? Whenever we see dates, what do we need to do?
Is it too short?
Yeah?
In a single column.
You what? When you see dates, what's the first thing that will come to your mind? Whenever you see dates. We did it just not so long now. When we saw dates, now what did you do?
Is it the month?
Yes,
With,
now the moment you see dates, now first of all ask yourself, how am I going to extract what? The year. So I want to analyze by year, month, is it not? Day of the week, what again? Quarter. Is it not? So just from date alone, it means I can extract 4 more columns from it. Yeah, you know, in a pivot table, if I just drag dates, by default, it will classify it for me year, month, quarter, day. The only one it does not bring for is day of the week.
Yeah, the week, yeah.
You know, that's the only one it does not bring for you. So that's why you need to always create that one. Okay. But in Python, it doesn't bring that one for you automatically. It means you have to extract it yourself. Okay. So how are we going to extract it? So whenever I have a variable, for example, date, I want to now create new variables from it. In data science, they call it feature engineering. They are called what? Feature engineering.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that term before? Feature engineering. Feature engineering. Feature engineering. It's called feature engineering. Feature engineering. You know, engineers, they like to create things now, is it not? It's called feature engineering. You're not creating new, so they call it feature engineering. Okay? If we get to machine learning, probably we shall see more of that. So the first thing we need to do is that to check these are our dates. Now, if I look at my dates, how is it seeing reading my dates? How is it reading my dates? How is it reading my dates? How is it reading my dates?
Text.
It's reading like what? My date, how is it reading dates for me?
Text.
A text, you know, and meanwhile, a date is also what? A data type. Right? So it means I will need to convert from this object, from this text to what? A date format. And remember, what should be our date format? Year, month, do we remember that? And day. Is that not how normally convert it? Year, month, day. Okay? So we want to convert it. So here, what do we want to do? We want to convert to date time format. Date time format. Okay. So we want to something like this: year, month, date. Okay. So what's the name of my column? Date, right? So date will be equal to what? We want to convert to the same function. PD dot will now have to date time. So there's a function called to date time. What function? What column are we working on? DF what? Date. I hope that is it. Yes, I hope that. So let's run that here. All right. Has it converted it for us? Has it converted it for us? Has it been
Yes.
converted? Has it been converted for us?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. So if it has been converted for us, then we want to now check dot info. Now, can you see your date format now? Can you see your date format now? It's now what? Date time. Can you see that? Date what? Time. Okay. Which means if I want to extract only the year or only the month now, I can now start doing that. So for example, I want to create a new one called month year. Okay, let's start with year. Okay. So I want to create a new column called, so if I look at DF now, do I have any column called year? So I want to create a new column called year. So I will call it what? Year. Year is equals to what? So it will now be DF date dot what? DT dot year. Let me check. Has it extracted year out for us? Can you see the year now? So this is what? To create what now? What does it do for us? Maybe like extract. Extract what? Year only, right? Extract year only. So if I want to extract now, let's say I want to extract, which one do I want to extract? Which one do you want to extract next now? Which one should we extract now?
Month.
Month. Okay, so I want to extract only the months now, right? Only the months. So the same way, I'll create a new column called month equals to what? DF, what's the name of the column? Date. So it now be what? Dot date time dot what? Month, right?
Yes.
It's month, right? Now you see for month here, if I go and type month like this, you see it may have worked for us, but you see it's giving us in the month number. Can I see that? It's giving us what? Month number. But now I want to see it like month name. Do you get? I want to see what month name. But this is giving us what month number. So what do we now do? So there's another one. So this one is to what? Extract month number only. Should I leave this one or should I create another one on this month? Do you want me to call this one month number and I'll create another one, or I should just call it month? All right, another one.
Create another one. Create another one.
Okay, so this should be what? Month number only, right? Month number only. Month number only. All right. So if this, I want to create the month name. Now I want to create now month name. Month name. Okay. Now for the month name, instead of using this month now, so let me call it. Should we call it? Okay, let me call it a month. Is that okay? Let me call it a month. Will that be okay? Month, so I can differentiate the month to be the number, while month to be the month name. Okay. So for this one, there's another one called string format time. I think that's it. String format, yes, that should be it. I think if I open bracket, let me use the okay. Now, it depends. Do you want it full name or do you want it abbreviated? Do you want the full name or do you want it abbreviated?
Abbreviated.
So if I want it abbreviated, I will use small b like this. Let me do this. I'll put percentage sign b. Okay, it's the text now, right? The text, so I have to put the position. The text, I have to put the position. All right. Can you see that? Can you see month? But if I want it in full, I'll put here as capital letter B. And run that. Can you see that? So if I want it lowercase, if I want it abbreviated, I'll use what? Small b. So this is what? Short. This one will be what? Full. Okay. So probably let us use, so let me do this one. So I only run this one. Okay. So I'm only going to have the short version of it. So that. All right. Which other one do you want us to create again? Which other one do you want us to create again? Which other one should we create again?
Day.
Day. Okay, day of the day. Okay. Now for the day, so we want to extract day. So extract day. Extract day. All right. So for day, so let's create a new column called what? Day. Okay. The same way, the column is on what? Dates. Dot. Now, just the same way we have done this other one, the same thing, dt dot what? strf, right? Now, for date, the only, so month was what? B, right? Day, I think day should be, is it A? Yeah, I think it should be A. Do you want it full or short? Full or short?
Short.
Short. So short, I'll use lowercase a. So let me run here. Can you see that now? Can you see that? But if I want it full, what do I do? Capital letter A. Can you see the difference? So here I'll use A. So let me see C. We see what? Now C will give me everything in full. Can you see that? This is now what? That's like the full day and time. In case there is time in it. Let me see D. D will only give us the 1, the 2, the 3, the, let's see E. Okay, we move to the other one. Let's see F. Nothing wrong. All right, so but that's the chapter for this is A. Okay, so you want it abbreviated. So if you want it in full, this is short, right? If I want it in full, what do I do? If I want it in full, what do I do? I will convert this one to what? This is what? All right, I hope this is clear. Are we clear with this now? So we have extracted the year, we have extracted the month, we have extracted the day. What else remains? Probably the quarter, right? Now you know quarter, just like in Excel, you know how quarter always give you no problem. So quarter is a little bit more, it's a little bit more, not would I say complex, so extract quarter. It's almost the same, but just minor difference. So here for quarter, we have to remove the quarter. So here equals. So you see what we have done here. We use what? DF date dot what do you call it? Strict time, right? So let me explain what it does here. For this particular function, helps you what? To extract day, month, year, right? But if I want to get the quarter, there's another one called periods. Okay, it's called what? Periods. So how does that work? So here will be df date dot what? I will now convert to quarter to period, right? So period. To period. Okay. Which period do you want? The quarter. Can you see that? Then now you see everything that we have extracted before. So if I want to just extract the day number and the rest, what will I do? If I wanted to everything capital letter, I'll use small. Can you see the way we have done this? This is exactly what we are going to see. Exactly the same way. Right? But the only difference now that here will now be what? Q. Here will now be what? Q. But remember, it's only going to give us 1. But if I want to put the quarter, then I have to put what capital letter or Q. So quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3. So let me run that and check. Aha, so you can see it now. Quarter 1, quarter 2. But if I remove this Q here and I run it, let's check it again. There. You see it was giving us 1, 1, 1. But I want that quarter there, just like the way we did in Excel. So I'll put Q. And I'll run it now. You can now see quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. Now, can you see what your data is looking like now? Now you can start your what? Analysis. Now we can start what? Analysis. For example, if I don't want this my month number now, I don't want this my month number. So what do I do? How do I remove month now? This is my month. How do I remove month? It will be df dot what? Drop. What am I dropping? What am I dropping? I'm dropping what? Month, right? Drop month. And axis equals to what? 1. Place equals to what? 2. All right, df. And I hope we are ready for analysis now. Even dates now, I can drop dates now, right? I've extracted all the dates that I need them. I have year, month, quarter, dates. Okay. So now, how do we start the analysis now? So how do we start analysis now? Now, there's one more thing I need to explain to us.
Hello, Dr. Francis, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, supposing this particular one we dropped,
Yeah.
it was a mistake. I want to go back. What will I do?
You see, in place means what?
True, permanent. Yes, sir.
So if you have made mistake, then you have press button, is it not? So remember that backup I created. You remember that backup I created?
Yes, sir.
So that's where the original data is still sitting there.
I have to start afresh again?
Yeah?
Meaning I have to start the data cleaning again?
If I have to go to here and start running it back again.
Trouble.
You see, sometimes once you have created, you just say, okay, this is the final data I want to work with. You know, I can now call it whatever name I want. So let's call it one. Let me record one again as backup. Again, let me call this one as backup. Or let me just call it clean. Clean data. Can you see that? I'll call it what? DF.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Can you see that? I'll now call it clean. So in case there's anything that I've missed now, this is the clean one now. This is the one I'll be working with. Can you see that? Because I've saved it also as a backup already. So I have cleaned and I have DF. So I'll just leave that clean data. So this one will be working with.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Now, but let me show us something there. You know that, I don't know if Excel makes it life easy for you because you know Excel, if for example, I want to check, okay, can you tell me which day of the week do we sell the most? Which day of the week do we sell the most? What do we do? Which day of the week do we sell the most? Which day of the week do we sell the most? Which day of the week do we sell the goods? What do we do in this case? Which day of the week do we sell the goods? Which day of the week do we sell the goods? How do we answer that question? Which day of the week do we sell the most? Which day of the week do we sell the most? So if I was in Excel, how would I analyze that in Excel? Which day of the week do we sell the most? Yes?
In Excel, we use pivots.
You use
And look for the
pivot
maximum.
table, pivot table. Then I'll take, what will I take now? I'll use pivot table, isn't it? I'm sure we have done pivot table. Have we done pivot table here?
Yes.
Do you know the
Yes.
pivot table? It is DF dot what? Pivot table. What will be my index? What is in my index? What will be my index? What is index? Index is what? Index is what?
Oh.
Your row. You know, your index is your what? Your row. So what will be my row? What will be my row? What will be on my row? Just like you are doing it in Excel now, what will be on your row?
Day of the week.
Yes.
Day now, that will be day, right?
Yeah.
So that would be what? Day. Okay, that would be what my day. What will be on my column? What will be on my column? What will be on my column?
We don't get anything for column. We don't.
Do you have anything for column?
We don't need for column. What
Nothing
we
will
need
be on
for
my column. Now, you know, nothing is going to be on my column. So the only place I will have is values. You know,
value, yeah.
values. Exactly. I'm not having values. And what will be on my values? What will be my values?
Sales.
My sales. My sales. And how do I want to aggregate it? How do I want to aggregate it? I want to sum, right? That's
Sum.
count or whatever. So I have it like this. Can you see that? I have it like this now, but you know the problem is that if it was Excel, by default, Excel will already know that this is the order is. Python is garbage in, garbage out. Right? It's garbage in, garbage out. But is it the right order it's come out? Is it how it normally will come out? Is it the normal order it should come out?
No.
So it means I need to go and what rearrange it, isn't it? I need to what rearrange it. And how do we do that? Because you see, when we want to order it, how should we start from? Where should we start from? It will be what? Monday, isn't it? Monday to what? About Sunday, right? Monday to like Sunday. To order it in this order. So it means I have to create something now, right? So I want to create like a custom order so that I can order my column. So I can call it maybe day order. So I have what? Monday. Or let me abbreviate it. Let's say Monday. This is what? Tuesday. Right? This is what? Wednesday. This is what? Thursday. This is what? Friday. This is Saturday. And this is what? Sunday. So I'll just create my column, how I want it ordered. This is the order I want it to come out. So I'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, till what? Sunday. Okay. So I'll just create it in a list. I just create it in a list, right? Now in that list there, you know the variables I have there, right? So I want to convert it. So that anytime I hear day, anytime I Python hears day, it should what? Use this particular order. Anytime I hear day, right? This day order, anything Monday, Tuesday, because that's what I have in my view. Use this order like this to what? Arrange it. So to do that, there's something in Pandas called categorical. It's called categorical. Probably when we do machine learning, I think we'll keep on across this again. So what do I want to order? My day, right? I want to order what? The day. Okay. I want to order the day. Probably let me see if that's okay. So you can see it now, categoricals can only take a limited and you usually fixed number of possible values. Can you see that like your categories? So you can either create them. So you can see them. So categorical, if I want to create a range like A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, how should it be arranged? You can use that. So that's just normally what we use. It's called categorical. I want to specify how it should be arranged in that order. Okay. So that is the variable I want to use. Okay. So the categories with what? How should it be ordered? It will use what? My day what? Order. Okay. Should it be ordered in ascending or descending order? Ordered equals to what? True. I want it to be what? Ordered. I hope I'm not missing anything. I need the enemies must be as well. So what's the problem here? Categorical got categories. Okay, spelling categories. How do you spell categories, right? Yes, sir. So let's see that. Where's my day? Oh, enemies are forming. Enemies are formed. Unless there was no date in that place. But let me check. Let's run that again and check. This is what we ran before, right? So let me check it. Has it worked? Has it worked now?
Yes.
That's work. So it means that there was no, so all those I was seeing NAN, it means that there was no sales on those days. Can you see that? There was no sales on those days. So it was Monday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's what we have there. Now, please take note, you do the same thing for your month. You know, month may give us the same problem. Month may also give us the same problem, is it not? So for months, let me run this again. So if I want to run it for the month, so let's change.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I don't understand. If you look at the table below, below, you put NAN. Oh, no, you have not. You have.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can see that day, NAN for some of them.
Yes.
Why?
So you know for these dates, you see most of these dates are first, second, can you see the date? It was extracting the particular, whether it's Monday, Tuesday, is it not? But
yes,
some of them don't have values.
There's no way. 2015, 01. It should have value.
Okay, you mean here, right? You should pick a date.
Yes.
But you know, because, so the reason is that, you know, for that particular sales value, where is the sales value here? Okay, this is the sales value here, right? Okay,
Yeah.
the value there, right? So it's supposed to extract. So this 01, what should it give us now? This one should have given us a particular date, right? It has given us a particular date here. Okay, yes, I see what you are saying. So because
then also from the day order, line 119, TUES, should it be like that? Should there be anything like TUES? It should be TUE, I think.
Which
and
one?
Wednesday should be WED.
Which one?
Line 119.
Line
The
119.
list. No. Line 119 on your pivots, the clicks you created.
I'm trying to look at it. Where,
the
here?
list you created. The list
Okay,
the list you created. Yeah.
Okay, here, right?
Yes, I think TUE, not TUES.
Okay. So you mean here, right? So that you match.
Yeah, exactly. Then WED, then TUR as well.
Like this, right?
I think so, yeah.
So that can match exactly with how we have it there, right?
Okay, THU is new THU, not THUR.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yes. So this THU. What about Friday? Will you give us? So let us check.
Friday is okay.
So maybe probably let us bring everything out. So let's bring out day dot week. So here I have Monday, Tuesday, right? Okay, this one is the one I already ran already.
Exactly.
This one was the one I already ran already. Okay, that's why. Okay, so I get what you're saying. So let me run this again. Let me run DF and see. Is this the giving us the same issue?
You see, given us the same. I think you need to run. Did you?
Back again from here, right?
Okay, from here. Yeah, exactly. You need to
So
go
when
back
we
from.
extracted, so months, day. Where's our day? I think it's day that's the one you know the issue. Day. Extract day. Day. Extract day. Yes. So this is day. So which one did we run that time? The short form, is it not? The short form. So let me do that. The short form. So let me do this. Okay, good. So let me create and check. Let me create and check now. So DF. So I have D now. So Thursday. So now DF what? D dot unique, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so look at this is what you're saying now. So it's supposed to match.
Exactly.
Order them using these dates, right? So when I'm creating it here, it's supposed to match it like Monday, yes, Tuesday, okay, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So now it's okay, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So now it's okay like this. Okay, that's fine. So let's order it and let's check again. Okay, now you see it,
All
right?
right.
So that's
Yes, sir.
so if I run this now, it will pick it.
Oh, yes.
You can pick it now, right? So you know when it extracted automatically for me, I went to go and use another name. So there was no match there. There was no matching exactly the same thing. But again, even if there was no data there, right? Then probably that NAL would have been there. But because there was data, but it didn't match. So now I was saying, I don't know what you're talking about there. So it brought out the NAL there. So you have to match it exactly the way it has brought it out. Same thing with your month. So let me do for months so that we don't make the same mistake. So for months, if I bring for months now, will you bring out my month? Month. Bring out my month. If I say month dot count, is it value count? Is it value count or value count? Which one? Or is just only counting them as text? Which other way can we say our month now? I want to read the month. Okay, this month. Okay, sorry, it's month, right? Month. I removed the month, so let me go and run it back again. Month. Where's my month? Where is my month? So I think this was the month, right? In short, month. Okay. So let me check that again. df.month. So let me see. Aha. So month dot week. I still not bringing. It's only one. Oh. Let's see. You know why it's only bringing one for us? You know, at the end of that listing there, you know, when we look at the data set, you notice that it was just giving us either at the end or at the beginning. Anyway, but let me just arrange it first. So if I have January, so it should be, let me order it again. Let me order it. So this one will not be, let me order, this will be what? Month order. So this will be called what? Month order. So this is my month. Let's say, for example, this should be what? January, right? So this should be January. This one should be February. March. March should be what? MAR, right? March. And remember, Python is extremely case sensitive. April, May, June, July. So how many do we need now? July. So we have what? August, September, October, November, and what? December. Isn't it? So this is month order. Okay. So for my month order, we have to now what? Create what? Months, right? So that month, I have to rewrite it in that month. Equal to what? PD dot what? Categorical, right? DF what? Month. For my categories with what? What are my categories?
Month order.
Month order. Is it not? Then orders equal to true. I hope this works. We're going to see months now. Okay, January. Okay, I hope it works too. So which means if I want to analyze by month, right? If I want to analyze it by the months now, right? I want to analyze it by the months. So let's try and analyze by month. So here will be what? Index will be what? Month, and values will be. Did you arrange it properly? Yes, so that's it. So remember, they give us January, so they give us one particular date there. Okay, but if it was filled up, it should have given us the values there. But that again, you must confirm that this your date, this waste order like matches that other one. Okay, and remember again, always confirm. Always confirm. Let me go back to Excel and check. Always confirm. So on this date, what do we have? Okay. I think where the problem is coming from. So it's really month, day, year. Can you see that? Month, day. So that means all the first we are seeing is January.
Error.
Do you get that? So it's reading everything as what? January. So that's why it gave us only January. Do you see that? So that's probably where the issue was coming from. I hope that is clear. So that's how you normally would work.
How do we now address this issue? It looks like the local issue we used to have in Power BI.
Yes. So so one of them, so that's what I tried to first of all convert. Right? I thought when I converted it, it had done it here. This was where I converted here. I converted to, I think it was here. Date time formats, right? So it will be year, month, day. So that's why I thought it had extracted it as year, month, day. Oh, no, it's still correct, right? It's still correct, right? Because even when I extracted the month, it only picked that first. Can you see that?
Yeah.
But the only thing we are saying is that the formatting is just to convert the formatting. So it's to look for a particular format that we use that will match exactly that one. So it's to use another format to convert it. So I think that's just the only challenge we have. Or write inside the Excel, write it in the format that you want. Or you change your system format from US, because mine I change it back to US. Okay. So I can change it to Nigerian format so you can follow our traditional format. Then in that case, you can now be reading it in normal way. So those are the two ways you read. Either you use in Python, look for a format to use, or in that change your system format. Do you get change your system format? So if it's in US, change it either to Nigeria or UK, the one that reads the date normally, you will read it. So I think that's what will happen. So because my own system is already set to US, so that's why that issue is there. So change it from your original settings. Your original setting, change to Nigeria. Then try it again. Let us see if it works. All right, guys, I have to join another session. Is that fine? So we'll see you next week.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Chinonye, are we
Thank you,
wrapping up?
sir.
When are we wrapping up
Thank you, Dr. Francis.
now?
So,
Or
what did you say?
when are we
Wow.
wrapping up Python now?
Eh?
When are we going to wrap up this Python session?
I think it's next week.
Next week. Okay,
Yes,
probably
sir.
next week, either we enter visualization, or we do some more cleaning and analysis. I don't know which one we work on, sir, but let's see. Maybe
Cleaning,
probably
sir.
a bit of data visualization in Python.
Okay, sir.
All right. All right, take care, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry for our new people. Sorry for this horror movie you're watching.
It's really
Thank you.
Imagine somebody has not left with Excel. They are now bringing all this nonsense. Apologies, please. No, we'll get to that stage very soon.
happy.
All right, take care, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.